Have you ever wondered what lies beyond the stars? For centuries, humanity has looked up at the night sky, imagining what could be out there. Among the countless tales of the unknown, some stand out as particularly strange, eerie, and unforgettable. Encounters with beings from other worlds. Welcome to Forgotten Frontiers, where today we delve into the 4 most famous alien abduction cases that have captivated imaginations, sparked debates, and left behind questions we may never answer. Get ready to explore the chilling accounts of Betty and Barney Hill, Antônio Villas Boas, Calvin Parker and Charles Hickson, and Travis Walton. Let's unravel the mysteries together. The first widely reported alien abduction case in the United States occurred on the night of September 19, 1961, in a remote rural area of New Hampshire. The victims, Betty and Barney Hill, were driving home after a vacation in Montreal and Niagara Falls. Around 10 p.m., while driving through a desolate forested area, Betty noticed a strange object flying overhead. Initially, she thought it was a meteor, but its slow, erratic movements, including vertical ascents, dismissed that possibility. Betty asked Barney to stop the car for a closer look. They pulled over near Trin Mountain and used binoculars to observe the mysterious object clearly visible in the night sky. Betty recalled a story her sister once told about seeing a flying saucer, leading her to believe it was an alien spacecraft. Barney, however, initially dismissed it as a commercial plane, but when the object abruptly changed direction and flew toward them at an alarming speed, Barney realized it couldn't be an airplane. The couple resumed driving slowly as the object descended and hovered nearby. Betty estimated the spacecraft to be over 18 meters long and rotating. Suddenly, it darted closer to their car. Barney stepped out and saw humanoid figures looking down at him from the craft's windows. One of the entities communicated telepathically, saying, "Stay calm and continue observing." That was the last memory either of them had from that night. The next morning, they woke up feeling disoriented and fearful. Upon returning home, they discovered that both their watches had stopped working, Barney's shoes were scuffed, and Betty's dress was torn with a strange pink, powdery residue on it. In the following days, Betty had recurring dreams of being stopped in the woods by small gray men wearing blue uniforms and being taken aboard a peculiar spacecraft. In her dreams, both she and Barney were semi-conscious throughout the ordeal. Later, under hypnosis, both Betty and Barney sought to recover their memories of that fateful night. Barney described being paralyzed and hearing the beings communicate telepathically, reassuring him not to fear. Betty's recollections under hypnosis largely matched her dreams, with added details such as the alien's appearance, the spacecraft's technology, and the sequence of events. She even sketched a star map from memory, which was later associated with the Zeta Reticuli star system. On the night of October 16, 1957, Antônio Villas Boas, a 23-year-old Brazilian farmer, was working alone on his family farm in Minas Gerais. Suddenly, he noticed a large egg-shaped object descending nearby. The craft emitted a strange red light and had a rotating dome on top. It landed on 3 legs, and a door opened, revealing small beings about 1.5 meters tall. Frightened, Antonio attempted to escape by driving his tractor, but the engine failed. Forced to flee on foot, he was captured by the beings, who wore gray overalls and helmets. They dragged him aboard the craft. Once inside, they removed their helmets, revealing small blue eyes, and communicated using growling animal-like sounds. The beings stripped Antonio of his clothes and smeared him with a strange gel. They led him into a semicircular room with red symbols on the walls, which he later claimed to remember vividly. Blood was drawn from his chin, and he was left alone in another room where a gas was released, causing dizziness and nausea. Later, a naked female alien entered the room. She had platinum blonde hair, sharp features, and cat-like eyes. Antonio felt inexplicably attracted to her, and the two engaged in sexual intercourse. Afterward, she smiled, patted her stomach, and pointed upward, as if signaling she was carrying their offspring. The aliens returned Antonio's clothes and gave him a brief tour of the craft before releasing him. Upon returning home, Antonio realized 4 hours had passed. Medical examinations revealed mild signs of radiation exposure. His detailed account remains one of the most controversial alien abduction cases. On October 11, 1973, Calvin Parker and Charles Hickson were fishing along the Pascagoula River in Mississippi when they noticed a blue light reflecting on the water. Initially mistaking it for a police car, they soon realized it came from a silent, massive, football-shaped craft hovering nearby. 3 humanoid beings emerged, floating through the air toward them. The beings had claw-like appendages, slit-like mouths, and stiff robotic movements. One was rough-textured and gray, while the other 2 were smoother and smaller. The creatures paralyzed Parker and Hickson before dragging them aboard the craft. Hickson recalled a large eye-like device scanning his body while smaller beings observed. Both men experienced a trance-like state, unable to resist or fully comprehend the events. They later reported the incident to local authorities, who secretly recorded their conversations to verify their story. The men's emotional reactions only strengthened the case's credibility. Decades later, Parker published a book about the incident, encouraging others to share similar UFO sightings from that night. On November 5, 1975, forestry worker Travis Walton disappeared while working with 6 colleagues in Arizona's Apache Sitgreaves National Forest. They reported seeing a disc-shaped craft hovering 34 meters away. Travis approached it, and a beam of light struck him, rendering him unconscious. His coworkers fled in panic. When Travis regained consciousness, he was in a hospital-like room surrounded by 3 small, bald beings. He resisted, but was subdued and fitted with a transparent mask. After blacking out again, he woke up walking along a highway as the spacecraft disappeared into the sky. 5 days had passed since his disappearance. Subsequent polygraph tests supported his co-workers' accounts. Walton later published a book detailing his experience, inspiring the 1993 film Fire in the Sky. While skeptics suggest psychological explanations, Walton continues to share his story at UFO conferences. These stories, whether real or imagined, continue to ignite fascination and controversy across the globe. Are they evidence of extraterrestrial life, figments of vivid imaginations, or something else entirely? What's undeniable is their power to make us question our place in the universe and what mysteries lie beyond our comprehension. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Forgotten Frontiers for more captivating content. And as always, keep looking up. You never know what might be watching back. Thank you for watching Forgotten Frontiers, and see you in the next video.